This is the new Jaguar XF, and the XF was a real renaissance moment for Jaguar because it was the point at which they stopped building fusty looking cars which look like this to building beautiful looking cars which look like this. Now this is the first generation XF, but if you look at it, there's not much difference between it and this second generation car. Looks like Jaguar have gone all Audi and going for a bit of a evolutionary rather than revolutionary design. Now this car, it starts from £32,000. If you click up there to go to carwow.co.uk, you can save an average of £4,000 on an XF. Now one of the great things about this car is that standard equipment is impressive. So all models get leather seats, they're heated, they're electrically operated, and you also get parking sensors at the rear, plus satellite navigation. The only problem is that the standard satellite navigation system is a little bit poor. It's sluggish to respond and the screen is a bit low res. You want to upgrade for £1,700, mind you, to this Navi Pro. It's got 12 inches in its screen and it's super slick. The graphics are lovely, and if you click up there you can watch our full in-depth infotainment review of it. Now the interior design of this car is lovely. Got a digital driver's display, and just the way the cockpit wraps around you and the seating position is sporty just makes this car feel more like a sports car than a saloon. Now you might think I'm being very biased because of course I'm British, so I'm going to say this car's brilliant, but I am a fair reviewer because I don't think the quality in here is as good quite as you get in the Mercedes E-Class. So touch some of the plastics here. That one there, ow, doesn't pass the carwow flick test. And listen to this, that's all a bit hollow. On the plus side, this car does have good cubby spaces, so look at that. 1.5 litre bottle does fit in the side door bin. And moving to the back, well, you can actually fit that bottle of water, can you please? So you can, look, in there as well, which is quite impressive. Now, one of the problems with the old Jaguar XF was that it felt cramped in the rear, but they have fixed that. I've got plenty of knee room, even if I sit up dead straight, and the fact we've got a sloping roofline doesn't matter because I've still got plenty of headroom. Now, the only issue I have is that the footwells do feel a little bit cramped, and you do have this large hump in the floor, which isn't ideal when you need to carry 3 abreast in the back at once, but it is doable for short journeys. On the whole, I think they've done a good job back here. Now, in terms of the boot, it's a really good size, very average for this class, and the opening, I don't know why they bother with electric tailgates on saloons, it's not really necessary. Anyway, the opening is nice and large. There's not much of a lip to lift stuff over, which is all very handy. Under here, I've got a space saver spare wheel and a bit more space to hide some things away. There's plenty of tether points here and there. We've got a 12-volt socket for plugging in your handheld vacuum cleaner for cleaning out your dog hairs. Actually, you probably shouldn't put your dog in there, it'd be a bit cruel, wouldn't it, in a boot? And yeah, the only problem that I have is that the boot does taper slightly towards the front, which does hamper loading, as does the mechanism for the electric tailgate. And if you've got the entry-level model and you want fold-down rear seats, you do have to pay extra for them. Now, if you want to find out more about this car's practicality, click up there to watch our detailed video and you can see how much stuff you can fit in this car's boot, what it's like to fit a child seat in the back, and what it's like with 3 people sat in the rear seats. Overall, the new Jaguar XF is a big step up over the old car, but does this continue out on the road? So you jump in a Jaguar XF and the first thing that hits you is just how much fun this thing is to drive. You know, it's a big saloon car, but the way it goes around corners is brilliant, and it really is great fun. I mean, part of that reason is because it's rear-wheel drive, so you get that sensation of being pushed out the corners. Now, you might be a bit worried that, oh dear, rear-wheel drive, does that mean that I might get stuck in snow? Well, don't worry, you can get an all-wheel drive version of this Jaguar XF. The best bit though is that while it is sporty, while it is agile, while it is fun, it's also very comfortable. Yes, you can get adaptive dampers, but you don't need them because a standard setup, it's just that good. So you can get this XF with a 3-litre V6 supercharged petrol, which is very fast, or a 3-litre V6 diesel, which is fast and economical. But most people will go for one of the 2-litre diesels. This is the lower power version with 163 horsepower, and it's okay, but you do sense that it could do with being a bit quicker. The more powerful version is worth spending the extra on. This particular engine is supposed to do 68 miles per gallon, but the trip computer is saying 47 miles per gallon. It's okay in a big car such as this. One of the things to note is the gearbox, the auto. It's nice and smooth, but sometimes it can be a little bit indecisive which gear it wants. So you put your foot down and it's thinking, oh, do I need to drop it down a gear or not? And that can leave you kind of floundering for a second or two. Another thing which might be a bit off-putting is the road noise. This Jaguar just doesn't seem quite as quiet inside as, say, a Volvo S90 or a Mercedes E-Class. Then there's the visibility. So this sweeping pillar creates quite a bit of a blind spot, and you have to peer around it when you're pulling out of junctions. And the rear window, it's very high up, so if there's a sports car behind you, no idea it's actually there. And you can see for yourself by clicking up there to join me for the 360-degree passenger ride video. There are some other annoying things about the Jaguar XF. Here's 5 of them. If you want to make a fast getaway, you can't, because you have to wait for the gear selector to rise out of its holder until you can, come on, turn it and select a gear. It's a bit pedantic, I know, because I actually quite like the design of that. Jaguar will charge you £1,000 for this supposedly panoramic sunroof, but it's not particularly panoramic, it's just a normal size sunroof. This quartzite paint scheme may hide road grime, but it also hides the fact that the XF is a good looking car. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? Not the bezel round this mirror, because it's all big, chunky, cheap and plasticky. You kind of think that Jaguar would cover up the exposed metal in the boot of this car, considering how much it costs. Thankfully, there's still plenty to like about the XF to more than make up for all this. Here's 5 core features. The aerodynamic body creates 50 kilos of downforce at 100 miles an hour, so of course you never do that on the road. Oops. Online services include a flight tracker, which means you should never miss your plane. The whole side of the car is made from just one piece of aluminium and it weighs just 6 kilograms. In fact, the new XF weighs around 190 kilos less than its predecessor. Jaguar's adaptive dynamic system measures the position of the wheels 500 times every second and adjusts the dampers accordingly. The optional heads-up display uses lasers to display the information so you can see it even in bright sunlight. Now, if you click up there, you can get more information on the Jaguar XF and find out the best deal you can get on one at carwow.co.uk. But what is my verdict on this car? Should you avoid it? Should you consider it? Should you shortlist it? Or should you definitely buy it? Well, I reckon you should shortlist it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, share it and subscribe to our channel. And if you look over there, you can watch our infotainment, practicality and 360-degree passenger ride video for the Jaguar XF. Now, did you spot the Easter egg in this video? You might not have actually, because it was a bit of an in-joke at carwow. It was Jaguar, well, here's our head of sales and there's a picture of him in the boot of the car. That one's for you, Jag.